Thank you for my, thank you to my friend who has allowed me to have this opportunity real quick before we go to vote. Mr. Saminsky, thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate it. We've had a chance to speak before, and sir, you know, I have a, as you know, I have a real problem with what's going on, the demonizing of coal. It seems by a whole group of people that don't seem to understand the life that we all have is because of the domestic energy that we have right here in this country, and we've developed to be one of the greatest industrial mites and built the middle class off of coal. Now, with that being said, if there's another source of energy that'll replace that, you know, we in West Virginia, we're fine. The bottom line is that we produce a lot of gas and a lot of coal, and we do wind, and we're trying to do everything. The thing that I'm concerned about is no one's raised the alarm as far as the reliability of the system we have right now and how we're dependent on that reliability. And that's basically baseload fuels. And baseload fuel is something that 24/7 will run. It'll produce whatever you want. You want to keep your refrigerator cool. You want your house. You want your factory to be working to where you have a job. You want all this to happen, but you have to have something that produces that energy. And it has to be 24/7. The only two baseloads you have right now is coal and nuclear. Gas, I think, will become a baseload fuel. It's not integrated enough yet because of the supply chain, correct? With the gas, I mean, with the pipelines and things that we're...
Well, there certainly are places now where natural gas is being used as base load.
Right.
And in our forecasts, we see more of that going out into the future, but you're absolutely
me
right.
just ask
I mean,
this
coal is more than a third, almost right now, close to 40%.
And anticipates being that until 2040. I mean, if there's a difference, if there's another fuel on the horizon, fine, but why in the world are we beating it to death and making it so impossible to produce the energy the country needs? And only thing I would ask you is on this, sir, the aging of traditional electric base loads, the aging of these plants of coal and nuclear, since they've been demonized and beaten the living crap out of, the age of them by 2040 will be the unit age of 60 years old. Those plants can't expect to give the energy this country needs past 2040 at the reliability factor we have now. What do we do? And what I've read your report. We've gone through your report. On 2041, if we don't do any upgrading to the plants that are producing the energy right now, just the ones, not, what do we do in 2041? Do you expect they'll all be replaced in 1 year? Or do we just fall on our face as far as reliability? That's what scares me, and no one's raised that alarm.
We have coal, nuclear, and natural gas still accounting for a huge
75%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Renewables do grow very rapidly, but they're, you know, a little below 20% of
right, they're never going to carry the load. We know that.
Of the generation mix.
Right.
Right.
But I'm just saying, though, you have particularly for 250 gigawatts of coal units remaining in 2040, with an average unit age of 65 years, the expectation of operating of 75% of capacity. Your report says...
Well, we don't have everything retiring on in 2041.
Could you conduct...
It would happen over time. We could show you, I'd be happy to provide for the record, Senator, how we see the retirement schedule. There are, in our reference case, there are coal retirements, there are also nuclear retirements, and even some of the older natural gas plants retire. They do get replaced by better technology.
Here's the other thing, is that to properly reflect the energy security benefits of combined CTL, basically with EOR, enhanced oil recovery, it seems to me it would make good strategic sense for us as a country to where we have these oil productions now. If you go to coal to liquids and use the EOR so we have no emissions, it's going down to produce more oil that gives us the reliability. We don't see anybody planning out for this. Everybody thinks in this perfect world that we're going to be able to extract out of the air or the water the energy that we need. I hope that day would come. But I like to prepare in case it doesn't come and the demands we have we're able to meet. That's all I'm trying to find is the balance, sir. And you all have been pretty balanced and realistic. What do you recommend there, and how should we proceed from here?
As I said at the beginning of my remarks, we try to stay out of the business of making recommendations. Leave that to the policymakers. I'd be happy to
But is anybody questioning your
concerns along to the Office of Fossil Energy at DOE, and they could probably help answer.
But you've heard us all. We all trust, and basically we know that you have people who are doing pretty accurate forecasts.
Right.
and these forecasts have not been that far off in the past, but yet no one seems to be heeding your forecast warnings of what we're going to be facing as a country. That's what scares me. And I don't know how to get that to a level, and it's just they're saying, well, you come from West Virginia, we expect you to rattle the cages. If someone told us in West Virginia you could have commercial hydrogen by 2040,
Right.
and you don't need any fossil whatsoever, we'll find a way to make it. Trust me, we always have in West Virginia. But you're going to be needing the products that we produce. We want to make sure that we're able to do the job you need for a country. And we need somebody to help rattle the cages with us.
Well, we do try to provide the information. We try to let the policymakers come up with the solutions.
What you're saying, I need more help, right?
Well, we'll do as much as we can
Well, thank
with
you. You're doing
providing
your
the
job,
information.
You're doing a good job, and I appreciate
gonna-
it, sir.
we're
Thank
gonna-
Madam
you.
Chair, may I